So we're here at the gym that I actually did the Rogue Invitational at on the weekend, and so it's called Calf Killer Athletics, and it's a gym that's about 20 minutes away from my house in the next town over. Today on the agenda we're going to be doing some overhead squats, some snatch balances, some strict press, and then an odd and even alternate minute of some bar muscle ups, some push presses, and just some kind of skill work under a little bit of fatigue and getting that heart rate up. So today we're really focusing on more strength specific movements and a lot of overhead specific movements as well. One of the reasons why I actually chose to do the Rogue Invitational here was simply because at the time when we were organizing where to do it and where to send the equipment and everything like that, we realized that CrossFit Mayhem wasn't available. So we looked around at places in Nashville. I looked around places in the Cookeville area as well, and Chris, the owner of this gym, said that it was okay if I come down one of the afternoons and check it all out, and as soon as I seen it, it kind of ticked all the boxes for me, and they were so welcoming and so accommodating with everything that I needed that I felt like it was a no-brainer, and I'm so pleased and proud to have been able to do it here and also get to know their community. A lot of the members that come here are just so nice and really supportive, and it just gave me a lot of reassurance that when I stepped out of where I normally train at my home gym, that you know, I was still looked after. So I'm going to be doing some snatch balances. I personally think that snatch balances are very important. And why I think that is because when it comes to the snatch, the overhead squat, you're wanting to have that speed under the bar and have a really nice solid lockout in the overhead position. And so by doing snatch balances, that allows you to feel that positioning and get that speed and the timing very precise, so that when it comes and refers over to your actual snatches, you're going to be catching in a much solid position. And when it does get heavier, you revert to good technique because you've practiced those movements. And so that's why it's so important. And today I'm not so much focusing on the weight, I'm focusing on technique, I'm focusing on speed and the lockout of my elbows. But as the cycle gets into the 8-week period leading into a competition, the heavier I'll go, the more snappier I'll be, because I've been practicing good movement patterns. So it's so important to drop the weight back and focus on technique, and I can't stress this enough, because if you look back on some videos that I did when I first started learning the movements, even I kind of got caught up in the moment sometimes and was adding too much weight, and I had to stop myself and take the weight off and really hone in on the movement and technique of the actual lift, so that it didn't take me too long to progress. And obviously the better you get at technique, the better and the stronger you become at that particular movement, and the heavier you can go. So you know, you all have to start somewhere, but it's very important to just dial it back a little bit. And that quote that people hear of sometimes you have to take a step back in order to take 2 steps forward, I truly believe that that is something that relates so well to weightlifting and to CrossFit movements. Alright, I just got done warming up, so let's get into the workout, and hope you like it.
Check. I put her up on the sink, shorty just show me the pink, third wink, I feel the court on my feet, she had a red than me, that's deep, told me to drown in the seat, ask me what do I see, listen, top of the mountain I speak, I was just taking a peek, grabbing a boot, that's what I'm doing. close, reminiscing on the nights we was broke. We was searching for a place and our souls didn't even realize we was close. Let's go to that place where nobody even knows. So high can I recognize the lows? Don't fly to get a beat, you gotta float. Hold on, we go.
Tia-Clair's middle name? Great question. I've got a great answer. She has none. She just has two first names hyphenated together. I hope I'm right. What's her favorite store to go into? Now that's it. Well, I would say she does like the Noble stores, but I feel like that can't be in the list. She likes Rogue stuff, or is that for me? She might like Rogue. Anyway, if I had to say store, it wouldn't be a healthy store. It'll be something of some form of cheat food, like, you know what I'm saying, like a sugary place. I'm gonna lock in a favorite place of hers for coffee, Kin & Co. Now, if she could only pick one meal for the rest of her life, just a backstory. This is the same lady what once said she wanted a chicken burger after the fish burger right after the CrossFit Games. I then presented her the opportunity of a fish burger and she said, that's the last thing I want. I will say eggs. Scrambled eggs. I'm gonna lock that in, Edie. It's very precise. I know my wife. Very precise. Would Tia rather run a marathon or do a triathlon? Now, is it a sprint triathlon or is this
Each are four.
I would say she would rather do a triathlon. Favorite movie. Tia's favorite movie. Tia's favorite movie. I feel like I gotta explain myself here, guys, just so you know. I absolutely love her, but she just goes through phases. But Tia's favorite movie, flavor of the month, say, I would have to say Expendables would be up there, you know what I mean, those few people. I'm gonna lock in Expendables, I'll lock that in. If she doesn't, we'll have in words.
I don't have a middle name.
Tick.
Any store.
Oh no.
Gosh, do you remember, obviously you remember my answer. How could I forget? Of course I remember. Favorite store?
Well, well, I feel like I'd have to do something along, like, a pet store. Oh no.
When was the last time you've been in a pet store?
But you know I love pet stores. I love seeing the little puppies and everything. Did you ask them to ask me this?
I don't know. I don't want to set myself up for failure. I said, geez, it's flavor of the month.
The rest, steak and chips.
I said eggs.
What?
Scrambled eggs.
Oh yeah, his scrambled eggs are the best.
Mustn't be. Steak and chips up.
Okay.
When was the last time you had steak and chips? You could have it.
Yeah, but you haven't made me fucking scrambled eggs in ages.
Just watch the next episode.
Okay, next time. I'd prefer to do a triathlon.
No brainer. It's 2 out of 4 at the moment. 50-50.
I'm trying to think of my favourite store, but anyways. My favourite movie,
What would the boys say?
Expendables.
We're good at charades too.
Don't worry, that one definitely came to my mind straight away. I think my favourite store is a lolly store.
I did say sweet store, remember? She'd go into it. But then I did precisely say then turn into a meal. I mean, then a restaurant. And I said your favourite restaurant, cafe would be the Kin & Co.
Oh yeah.
But I said...
But that's a store. That's
no,
not
a cafe.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't say a store. I couldn't think of one. And so
yeah.
then you said sweet store.
But Kin
Well,
& Co is definitely like my favourite cafe. The cappuccinos that they serve me, and especially because they kind of know me as well, like they double up on the chocolate flakes. to die for. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the strength session and had a bit of a laugh on whether or not Shane kind of knew me or not after all these years. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.